how some of the persons who have moved on, God be praised, has actually been a great step in the right direction. And why it is we need to fight this fight that we fight. And how important and relevant our fight it is. So many persons, especially on the western side of the world, they get so concerned about negative media. And the BBC reports, this report, that person say this blog say this. I learned a long time ago that all news is news, good or bad. And any sort of advertisement, good or bad, if they speak about your brand, it's advertisement. So it is good. What we have to do is shape that story, navigate it in the correct direction. So as much as they see the negative, we don't have fear of posting or showing who we are. Because when we join the financial revolution, we join and we sign up for a fight. And many persons didn't understand such. So here's what happens. Everybody has a certain level of tolerance for pain, where they can only take but so much, and they want to give up on the fight. But I don't know how many of you have seen the picture that there's someone digging, one person on top, one person below, and they're digging looking for diamonds. And they're digging, digging, digging. Together, they reach to about the same distance. But one been digging 1 year before the other. But they're still at the same distance. But because he have 12 more months more, 24 months more, he's tired of digging. And his last strike of digging was to hit those diamonds. But he put down the axe and turned around and walked away. While the person on top, they were not tired. They hit and all the diamonds came tumbling down. Long story short, we have all been digging. Some longer than others. But we are all in the same current situation. What you're facing with the company. Where there are challenges, but there are brighter times ahead. Now is not the time for you to stop digging. Now is not the time for you to be concerned, worried about if there's going to be another fail. Because we're in business. And in business, all type of things can happen. And in part of any business plan, it says expect setbacks. That's what it says. But here's what's exciting. We have never, in all your years of Onelife, Simon, could you pull up the structure of the GNLG? In all our years of this magnificent business, with all the success, pain, and different things that we have had, we have never, ever before seen a structure. We have heard people speak. We have seen so-called leadership. We have seen individuals put in front of us, paraded around as who they're supposed to be. But we have never seen any structure. And because we have never seen any structure, the tendency is there's one fail point. Yes? Yes, there's one axis of failing. I want us to take a look at this structure. Yes, right there. There's no one access point of failure. Yes, there's different responsibilities available. Yes, there's a certain lineage or chain of command, if that's what you want to call it. But the best part of this chain of command is that the corporate structure knows about the chain of command. They're familiar with the entire look of this organization. That if this section here started to play crazy, because it would have to be that we're crazy to move on. That if this structure here started to play crazy, there's access from the corporate to reach out to individuals to find out who wants to step up in command. What am I saying? In all the leadership that has passed through OneliFe, we have never had a unified leadership that put a structure in place that's willing not to just promote themselves, but to promote persons who are capable to excel in their particular fields. We may not be able to capture everyone all at once. That's okay. The point that I'm making is the future is brighter. The future is brighter. So you will be doing yourself a disjustice if you sit and only think of the problems and wonder, what if this go wrong again? What if this is not improved? What if this is a... The what if is looking at it half full. I'm not a half full kind of, half empty, sorry. Looking at the what if is looking half empty. It's like seeing this bottle and you see it half empty. That's the what if. That's the what if another problem. What if this, what if that. That's half empty. Me, personally, I'm a half full kind of guy. I always see the brighter side. I heard Simon say something once. He said, we cannot be dumb any more than we currently dumb. That was last December. He was letting everybody know in the audience, in December, we were in the worst position that this company has ever been in its existence. We couldn't get worse than that. In that month of just meeting the company and having conversation and letting them know about the detrimental behavior of some of their trusted individuals, it was a shell shock to them. It took them the entire month of December to come to the realization that they were being sabotaged. And when we met with them in January, they were just acknowledging, you guys was right. They didn't know the extent of the damage until they started to fix the problems and start to sort out the system. So some of us see the difficulty increase. And we see that it's 425 tokens to one coin. And we get upset. This person waiting this long. This person waiting this long. It's too much tokens to one coin. Are you crazy? You have to get excited. Why? It is a system that cannot be manipulated by a human. It's built on algorithms and the blockchain. Because they started to clean and fix all the things that was hindering the system, the difficulty increased naturally because it was supposed to increase how long ago? When was the last time we had the difficulty increase or split? You don't think something has been wrong?
Yeah. Something wrong.
Something has been wrong. The split was supposed to occur January 1. That was what they're aiming for, to sort out those kinks for it to happen. They came across new kinks and realized, wow, the split will happen this month. We don't know when this month, but we expect that everything is going to be sorted out and it'll happen this month. All I am seeing is steps in the right direction. And as they clean up and fix the current mess, what is that doing for me and you? Is building a brighter future. So when we speak about the event to come, which you hear me talk a lot more about after lunch, in July, what are you going to do between now and July? Sit and wait? Or are you going to be active?
Active.
Proactive. Proactive is what we need. Why? Something happened in my country yesterday that was so upsetting and troubling to my soul. The Minister of Finance, which is not the most educated man we have in the country, for sure. The Minister of Finance, 2 years ago, when asked about cryptocurrency, said, we are not interested as a country, and that's nothing we're going to look into. There's nothing that is the future of Trinidad and Tobago. This is the Minister of Finance. Incredible. But yesterday, he comes out with a report that yes, we have a fintech organization that is currently setting up the standards of what fintech companies should look like and be in the Trinidad and Tobago, and this we are about educating in the fintech area. It wasn't for Jesus. No. He really expects us humans to be peons, because he comes with this story, and last month, December, the beginning of December, our country went through a demonetization phase where the $100 bill we had, they changed it to a new $100 bill. So we went from the paper one to the kind of plastic money. To pass that bill, it happened within a week. The objective was in December, they told you, and within 2 weeks and a half, all the $100 bills needed to be changed out in the country. So you had long lines in the bank. You had all sorts of things that you had to go through. So here's what is interesting. Because of One Academy, I'm able to pick up on nonsense very fast. Foolishness, very fast. You come in February, beginning of February, to tell us that we have a fintech organization and we are going this fintech route. But you just printed a batch of new bills. You're talking about a cashless society, but you just printed a whole bunch of new bills. And now you're telling me about cashless society? Something is wrong. But it's not just happening in Trinidad and Tobago. It's everywhere. So here's your responsibility as a OneliFe member. As a OneliFe member who has the One Academy that has opened up your understanding. And this is what people fail to understand. I think it's the most important thing of our entire existence in this business. The fact that you and I and everyone who left and started a new company, because they're so smart, never knew the word cryptocurrency, and if they didn't understand cryptocurrency until this organization presented it to them. So here what the minister just did for me. He opened up Pandora's box. Because people don't understand cryptocurrency. They don't. Guess what we sell? We sell understanding. So there's a need in the marketplace, and there's a marketplace for our need, for our product. So when people tell me the starter is only going to give 1 coin, I can't sell a starter package. It's because you're not selling the education and you're not selling the product. If you're selling the education, you understand the byproduct is the tokens and the coin. That is the practical. What we have to realize is that we sell theory. And the theory we sell is what the world needs. The education we have is what the world needs. And the more we educate persons, the greater of an organization and a group and a country we can build. Because we are building, whether you understand it or not, we are building a country. A borderless country. An online country is what we are building, my friends. And because we are building a country that's not governed by any central bank, that's going to allow us to do free trade amongst each other without their currency, it's a problem. So here's a question for you. The last 700 years of brainwashing that we have received from our educational system, you think in the 5 years we exist, we're going to just topple over the system? We are not going to just topple over the system. So many who's left the organization and have the audacity, that have the nerve to say that we cannot be successful because we are not going to exchange, and there's too much coins in circulation and the value of the coin is too high. I promise you, they have no knowledge of what it is we have to offer. They have never went through the One Academy or furthermore studied the history of money and understand the whole development of the concept. You can never have this conversation with me about the coins multiplied by this is too much. Are you mad? I want that same individual to explain to me how the US is going to recover 22 trillion worth of debt. And then I want them to tell me how much is a trillion and how long could it take to put a trillion together. If I give you some numbers, it begins to look astronomical and scary. So what am I saying? Let me make some valid points here. I am saying that Dr. Ruja has said that the power of our organization and our business and our coin is you, me. It's the people. No matter how we say what we say, the people is our greatest product. Hence the reason why when everyone leaves and start their company, what are they looking for? People. Do you know you can have the greatest technology, the greatest of all that can be offered in the world of crypto and anything that you could possibly think of in fintech, the greatest organization, all the fancy equipment. If you don't have no users of your coin is a waste of time. We have the user base. Whether it be small, whether it be large in some eyes, we have the user base. Yes. But here what we best about our user base. It's just not in Asia. The user base is in Colombia, The user base is in Africa. The user base is in Europe. It's a borderless user base. So you could come out with Dow coin, for example, or Jamaican coin, Cameron coin. You could come out with that coin. You could give it away for free. It will have no value. No value. You can have all the best technology with it, and you give it away for free. Who is going to accept it and for why? It's not going to work, Dr. Putra. I'm sorry. Dr. Putra coin won't work. It's not possible unless the people support it. And until we realize we the people are the power, we're wasting time. Until we realize that the strength lies in numbers, we are wasting time. Because anytime it starts to resonate in your spirit that this is about numbers and people, you would do more. You can't sit still. You cannot sit still and let somebody walk by you that have no understanding, to continue to be a victim of the world of fiat. You cannot talk about, let me exchange my coin for fiat, to continue that Babylon system of imprisonment and slavery, modern day slavery. That's what that paper currency is. I witness it all the time. I can't use a near pesos that I just came to Colombia in this room in Vietnam. Nobody wants the pesos. Guess what? Nobody wants the dong. Because we have so much UK people in here, I give you this story. I don't know how many people know or realize or understand that the British pound, the sterling pound, is actually the most valuable currency in the market. Truth be told, thereabout. But do you know that you can't take Mr. Pound and exchange it in many, many, many parts of the world? Curacao, Suriname, they don't want no pound. They don't want the pound. Right in Europe, they don't want the pound. But the pound is so valuable. Why they don't want the pound? No, I can't go into that reason why, because it's very deep. Because then I have to tell you about how the pound really owns the US, and then I have to go through that entire lineage there. And that's profound. I don't have the hours for that. Take some time for that. The point that I'm making is that society of the pound, they have nothing when it comes to natural resources to offer the world. Why their money against the US is so valuable?
Because connected to petroleum, this petrol.
None of it that they own. So that's not the truth.
Yeah.
What or how come the reason that the pound, the sterling pound, is so mighty? The political answer that Jamil is going to try to give, that's what they bamboozle us and confuse us with. But it's not the truth. Because they don't have no natural resource there. So I give you Venezuela, where the oil and the gold really exist. But what's the value of their currency? The reason why the pound is so valuable is because they started banking. And if I own this organization that I start, who do you think is going to be at the top? Me, or I'm going to put you? This is the true pyramid. The Bank of England, as a private entity, is the true pyramid of the world. But what they didn't expect, and what they couldn't make laws for, because they couldn't foresee, innovation and vision always have a way of outracing, outpacing regulation. Innovation and technology and vision always have a way of outpacing regulation and laws. What do I mean? By the time they made the law for no driving and using your cell phone, how many years were you able to drive and use the cell phone? They couldn't foresee the cell phone coming to put the law in place to stop you from driving with the cell phone. They couldn't. So when we look at this crypto organization that we are part of, understand what our goal and our objective is. Our objective is to be the first cryptocurrency that's in the market, that's follow rules and regulations, that when the banking sector comes out with the rules and regulations, meaning the Bank of England and the Federal Reserve, when they come out with the rules and regulations, they cannot tell China, you don't fit our regulations, because China not even ready. They can't tell United Emirates, you don't fit our regulations, because they're not ready. We came out with our regulations and we have the ready coin, so this now is the reserve coin of the world. Sorry. Woo! Here go one coin. We exist. We exist. So the rules and regulations you make, or you're making, we fit that. We already have an existing international community that's using that. They cannot ignore our numbers. They cannot ignore our numbers. This is why we have to increase the user base. Because every time we increase the user base, guess who is more secure? Your lineage and your family. You are not working this organization for you. None of us are going to really get to experience the fruits of our labor. We're going to get some niceness. We're going to get some joy. I agree. But unless you're young like Wang or young like Dao, you might not be able to live, to experience the true fruits of our labor. But do that mean that I can't do it for the young one? I have a lot of little children coming up. In their house, they must have a statue built of their daddy. It will be mandatory in my will. Or else they don't have no inheritance. But that is the level of business we have a chance to build. That you can secure your generation. So when people are here for the day and want to be gone tomorrow, don't worry about who's gone. You know what Simon and I understand and what we believe and what we're teaching? We work with the willing. We work with the willing. If you're willing to stay, you're willing to work, guess what? We accept you. We work with you. But the moment you think that we have to kiss your rear end, sorry, we don't have it in us. And that goes for corporate too. Corporate must be willing to work with us and not against us. So I'm asking you who have been digging for how many ever years and months you have been digging. Commit 12 months more. 1 month gone. We need 11 more months of commitment. And if you could look at 11 months from now and tell me there's no change, if Simon and I go through the next 11 months and we can see that the company is not changing their ways and they're looking to continue detrimental behavior, by all means, I will pack up and go. But now is not the time for that. Now is the time to dig in. Now is the time to give the company the chance to be the success it needs to be with the people that they have. Now is the time for us to bring in the top leader. We have not found a top leader of this organization as yet. There's somewhere out there existing. It may be you sitting here. We just need to rise up to the occasion. But the responsibility is in the rising. It's not sitting down, like Fred likes to say, on past glory. You can't say, oh, I used to do this and I used to do that, so I'm expected to have this. Sorry. I'm about that action, boss. So it's about action. It's about determination. It's about the willingness to forgive. So we have a large UK contingency here. You know why they needed to be here? Because the UK market is in a coma. I cannot say they're dead because they're not, because there are living people here. So many are sleeping, but not all are sleeping. So you know what the UK market needs to do? Put aside differences. Because it makes no sense for me to fight with the person who's fighting for the coin. So me and you in the same business, we want the same coin to be successful, but let's fight. Don't we have enough people on the outside fighting us for us to have time to fight each other? It's irrational and crazy. What we have to do is put aside differences. One of the things Simon and I said, and we have been saying across the globe, is that we cannot condemn or convict anyone on past mistakes. So there's many people who have done treacherous things, disgusting things in the network, that's still here and claim they want to fight. No problem. But what we have done is clean the slate. And you see, moving forward, you see, going forward, if they violate compliance moving forward, then by all means, we could politely ask them to excuse themselves. But until then, we have to give them the benefit of the doubt. What am I saying? I'm saying in your market, not just UK, wherever you are from, if you have individuals that want to fight and go the same direction with you, please give them the chance. Please give them the benefit of the doubt. Please have an adult conversation with them. Because there's strength in numbers. And we need our numbers. We need our user base. We need to grow together for more. There's too many against for us to fight with each other. It's just not rational. You follow me? So, I have a little bit more time. I want to share one or two closing thoughts. When I look at the landscape of all that transpired, I personally am so grateful and thankful for people moving out of the way. I believe that every hindrance and boulder and major obstacle is no longer in place. The opportunity to rise and grow and go to the top is in the possession of your mind. You determine your altitude based on your attitude. So if you have an attitude of success, guess what you're going to attract? success. But if you have an attitude of being a pessimistic view or expecting the worst of things, guess what you should really expect? The worst. This mission that we are on, I'm not saying every road forward is going to be clear cut and easy. I'm not saying expect it to be a smooth walk or transition. What I am saying is that I'm here for fighting. What I am saying is that I ask you to join the fight. What I am saying is that we have the most unique opportunity to become the ones destined to be. I am telling you, do not allow anyone to steal your dream. Whether it's your friend, your mother, your spouse, or even your mind. Please reprogram your mind. Recalibrate your thinking. If people don't want to accept the truth, which is the hardest thing for someone to do, is to look the truth in the mirror, forgive them and move on. We don't have energy to waste trying to resurrect the dead when there's so much new life begging to be found. This One Life organization, an organism that we are part of, is living. Is living. All we're asking you to do is to live in it and live for it. So I invite you to continue living, as we only have one life to live. Thank you for your time. I turn it over to Mr. President.
Thank you, King. Are you inspired? Yeah, it's true. You know, it's very, very true in what King